Hey guys, how's it going? It's Thang. Welcome back to another guide video. So today in this video we are looking at the Tal Rasha Archon form. So essentially how the Tal Rasha set work is that you have to use 4 elements to actually get a certain buff. The 6 set piece bonus buff, which increases by 750 per element. So that means arcane, fire, cold, and lightning. So whenever we use one of them, we get 1 buff, and you'll see the stack at the bottom: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when that stack is done, you can recycle them by using an element again. So with this form, usually you use 4 of them, and then you transform. You use 3 of them, and then you also get a certain stack from the Chantoro's Chantoro's buff. And then once you get that 20 stack, you hit your Archon form, which gives you the last piece of elements, which is cold. And then you get that tremendous type of damage, and then you just kill everything, as you see in the little clips. Anyways, so I'm going to get into it after we go into the clips, and we'll get into stats priority and all the whole junk. I'll see you guys afterwards. My cat is really licking himself right now. He is.
I wish I could do that. Guardian is here. Still waiting.
So welcome back. We're going to jump into stats priority first. Our main stat priority is going to be cooldown reduction to the max as much as we can in all our equipment slots, because we want to have Archon up as much as we can as possible, right? And then the secondary stats are critical hit chance and critical hit damage, a little attack speed, but not too much. It's okay if we don't have that much attack speed, but a critical chance and critical damage, and then our increase in cold elemental damage, area plus damage, and the rest are going to be like all resist and any survivability type of stats. Alright, so for our gears, we're going to be using quite a few set item bonuses, but we're going to be mainly using the Tal Rasha's elements right here. So the helm, the gloves, the chest, the pants, and the necklace. So the 2-piece set bonus, damaging enemies with arcane, cold, fire, or lightning will cause a meteor of the same damage type to fall from the sky. Feels like we're summoning Captain Planet, but not really. There is an 8-second cooldown for each damage type. So every 8 seconds there will be a meteor that falls down of the element damage that you pretty much use last. Okay, 4-piece set bonus, arcane, cold, fire, and lightning attacks each increase all of your resist by 25% for 8 seconds. So it multiplies from the original number, so it's not like 100% or anything like that. So it multiplies from the original number. And if you use 4 of them, you get more survivability. Cheerios. Number 6, attacks increase your damage by 750% for 8 seconds. Arcane, cold, fire, and lightning attacks each add 1 stack. Add 4 stacks. Each different elemental attack extends the duration by 2 seconds up to maximum of 8 seconds. So that means that whenever you attack with arcane or cold or fire or lightning, you'll get a stack. You'll start with a stack, and then you actually have to use a different element and a different element and a different element before you can cycle through back again. So that way, as you can see right here, I have arcane right there, so that stack goes up, and then I have this, and then if I use arcane again, it doesn't work. See, I gotta use like a different type of attack for it to actually work. Oh wait, I do. There you go. 3, 1, 2, 3, See, I can't. So I gotta use cold to actually finish that cycle for me to be able to reset it. There you go. So that's how that works. Okay, so you gotta use 4 of them before you can recycle it. So there you go. Next piece is gonna be the Veer's amazing Arcana. I call it Arcana. The shoulders and the boots. So 2-piece set is Archon gains the effect of every rune. Yay! Arcane! Archon! Yay! No need for me to explain further. Next is Chantelo's Resolve. So we need the wand and the orb. So every second while in Archon form, you expel a wave of destruction, dealing 350% weapon damage to enemies within 30 yards. Now that wave of destruction is affected by your highest elemental damage. So that means that if it's cold, it'll be cold damage. If it's fire, it'll be fire damage. Okay. Every time you hit an attack while not in Archon form, 350% weapon damage is added to the wave of destruction, stacking up to 20 times. So that means that when you're playing, get this to 20 stacks before you hit Archon. Then you can do a lot of damage, explosive damage. Boom. Okay, so that is the set bonuses. For our bracers, we're going to be using the Ancient Parthen Defenders. Each stun enemy with 25 yards reduces your damage taken by X amount. So 9 through 12, I got the lower end half, which kind of sucks. And this synergizes with the Halo of Airless right here. When your ice armor now reduces damage from melee attacks by X amount, so 50 to 60%, and automatic cast Frost Nova whenever you take 10% of your weapon damage. Well, sorry, weapon damage, 10% of your life in damage. Okay, so that synergizes with each other. And then conventions of elements, so that way that we can have the highest, most damage whenever it procs into cold damage, which is what our main damage is from Archon form. Last is Fazula's Improbable Change, so that way that we gain Archon stacks automatic when we enter into the Archon form, so 40 to 50%. So that is it for our gears. Okay, for the gems, we're going to be using the crit gems for our weapon, cooldown reduction for our helm, and then the rest is going to be the orange or yellow gems. I say orange gem. Actually, topaz is orangey. Yeah, topaz is orangey, right? Your orange gems. Now, if you feel like you can't survive with topaz gems, then use the diamond gems for survivability, but that's it. So for our legendary gems, Bane of the Stricken for killing the guardians and a few other things faster. Bane of the Traps to increase damage, and lastly is the Gokak of Swiftness to help us in our attack speed, dodge, and cooldown reduction, all 3 at once. Okay, so that's actually a really good one. If you have any other ones you suggest, you can use it if you want to. Okay, for the Kanai Cube, we're going to be using the Orb of Infinite Death. Each time you hit an enemy with Explosive Blast, your damage is increased by 5% and your damage reduction is increased by 15% for 6 seconds. This effects can stack up to 4 times, so that means 60% damage reduction and then 20% damage increase for your Explosive Blast. Okay, so we always want to use this right before we hit into Archon form, so that way that we have a lot more power when we do. So the Swami, the bonuses from the Archon stacks now last for 20 seconds after Archon expires. Yay, so that means we have an extra stack for 20 seconds. If we can get into Archon form before then, that's why we want a lot of cooldown reduction. And lastly, a Ring of Grandeur, no need for me to explain that one. Okay, so for our Paragon levels, max out your movement speed to 25%, so match it with your boots, and then everything into intelligence. If you need vitality, go ahead. For offensiveness, cooldown reduction, a little attack speed, critical chance, and critical damage, however you distribute it, but cooldown reduction should be top priority. Defensiveness, resist all armor, life regen, life. Utility is area damage, life per hit, resource cost reduction, and gold fine. So for our skills, it's going to be a little bit interesting because we need to use at least 4 of the elements to meet the requirements for the Tal Rasha 6-piece set bonus to gain that super buff of 2800 weapon damage increase, right? So I already have Explosive Blast right here for fire with chain reaction, and then I have Archon form with the highest elemental is cold, which gives us the Archon cold form. Even if we choose any other one like arcane, it will still be cold anyways. So I think that's how that works. So we already have, we meet the requirements for 2 of them. We need 2 more. So these 2 skills right here can be anything at all. Anything at all that you want that would either increase your damage or increase your survivability. So I just use these 2 as an example. So I have for lightning and then for arcane, which means 4 elemental requirements. So I'm going to show you. So we have explosive blast right here. There you go, right? So the Tal Rasha's elements is going, and then we have electrocute for lightning. And then we have the Hydra for Arcane form. Now once we hit Archon form, it doesn't change it until we do a damage. There you go, see? So we have exactly 8 seconds to destroy an elite mob, which within that 8 seconds is quite a lot. Especially after we expel the Chantado's resolve right there. The big one where it's like 20 stacks and it just bombs, right? So yeah, that's how that works. Hopefully you guys got that. If you don't, let me know. I've tried my best. So the next one is going to be ice armor with crystallize right here. When you are struck by a melee attack, your armor is increased by 20%. For 3 seconds, this stacks up to 33 times. And then teleport with safe passage for increase in survivability. Okay, so for our passive skills, we want Audacity right here. You deal 30% additional damage to enemies within 15 yards. And then Unstable Anomaly, which is our cheat death. Evocation for cooldown reduction. And then Illusionist, so that we can teleport really fast. Like, teleport will be up all the time. Teleport is pretty much our main survivability skills, where when we are not in arcane form, when we're not doing as much damage, we want to teleport as much as possible to get away from like bad things like fireballs, which would smack us in the face and kill us in 1 shot. Okay, so now for our follower, I use the Templar for higher survivability. So I have Immortal Relic, Thunder Fury right here to reduce attack speed of the mobs by 30% for 3 seconds. It jumps to 5 targets, and it's lightning. And then I have the Wayward Ring right here, so that lightning damage has an X amount chance to stun for 1.5 seconds. Ooh, 32%. And then I have the Oculus Ring, chance to create a focus power on killing monster. Damage is increased by 80% while standing in that area. So hopefully, when you are in the Archon form, it pops right underneath you, then everything just dies. And then I have the S of Johan to just pull everything in. For his skills, we have heal, loyalty, and charge, and then lastly is guardian, which is another cheat death. So that is it for the Templar. Okay, so how to play this build is pretty easy. Make sure you have 20 stack of Chandado's resolve, which is quite frustrating at times because, you know, you're pretty weak and then everything just kills you really fast. But you need to have at least 20 stacks before you enter, so we already have that. Our elemental damage is up. Yeah, and then Archaon form, and everything just dies, bitches! Yeah! 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 There you go. So, pretty easy. Put up your form and just kill things, right? That's it. That's all you do. Teleport if you have to. Everything should die really quick, especially if you have 20 stacks of that, and then if you already have the 4 stack of Tal Rasha's resolve, which, there you go. Everything that die. Everything is awesome. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Everything is da-da-da-da-da. So yeah, that's how you play it. It sometimes it can get a little used to, but it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. That's what she said, or he, or whoever. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would definitely be appreciated. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'll happy to answer them as fast as I can. And don't forget to press subscribe because there will be more future content. And I'll see you guys later. Love ya. Bye. Mwah.